As a theme developer, when creating our theme, just like we have done, we have full control over everything we see in front of us. Since we created it, we can control the text, any images, the layout, and all of the content. This is great news for us, but what about if we're creating a theme for somebody else to use, especially somebody not technical? As a themes end user, you would want to be able to change any of the text on the screen, the images, the titles, and so on to suit the business or project you're working on. And you would also want to do this from the WordPress dashboard rather than having to change any code. This is where advanced custom fields comes into play, and you can find this at advancedcustomfields.com. Check out this website if you want to find out more information, but we'll find out exactly what this is and how to use it as we implement this into our theme. It's basically a WordPress plugin which will give our users the full control over the content from the WordPress dashboard without needing to touch any of the theme's code. This plugin links a part of our theme, such as a block of text, with a new field in the dashboard so the user can alter this as they need to. We are not just restricted to text fields either. We have a large choice of fields such as images, tabs, and date pickers. So let's go ahead and install this so we can see it in action. If we go over to the dashboard, we can find this in the plugins and then add new link. I'm going to search for advanced custom fields. And this is the link we need here by Elliot Condon. I'm going to click install now. Also, as with any other WordPress plugin, do check that this plugin is compatible with your version before installing. We can then activate this plugin, and then we get a new custom fields option on the left, which I'm going to click on. The first thing to do is to set a name for the field group by adding new. This is a way to group together the fields in our project. The first thing we are prompted is to create a new field group. This, as it sounds, is a group of related fields. How you organize these fields is completely up to you. You can have a group for each page on your theme, or a group for a particular feature or section. This group is not just for organization though. We can also set certain rules for this group for when it should be available on the edit screen. I'm now going to create a group for the front page. And then we can add fields to our front page, which we want to control. We'll add this in a minute, but for now I'm going to go down to the location rules and only show this edit screen if the page type is equal to the front page. This means that all of the edit boxes which we're going to create will only be visible when editing the front page and not when editing the blog, for example. If things don't fully make sense yet, they will become more clear as we add some of the fields. If we go to our front page of our site, from the top, the user can already change the site title and also the menu from the dashboard. This background image will also come back to in a later video when we deal with enabling custom headers. So let's begin by allowing the user to change the header text, which is this text just here, by adding a field. I'm going to call this the header text. We then need a field name, which we'll add into our code. We may have multiple header text areas on different pages, so I'm going to be changing this to front page. The field type, this is multi-line, so this needs to be a text area. We can add some instructions to the theme's user to let them know where this text will be appearing on the theme. So I'm going to add a message. So the text positions over the header image on the front page. This is required. The default value, I'm going to set this to be the same as the text we already have. Paste this in. Next up, we can move on to our first section, which is the hair and makeup. Beginning with the image, let's add a new field. Let's call this the welcome section 1. And then the image. The field name is fine. Just like before, the content type needs to be image. The instructions, this is the image to display in section 1 of the welcome section. This is a required field. Again, we're going to have an image URL. Preview size, I'm going to set to 150. Let's update. And we know what to do now. If we go back to our front page, let's go to our first section. So our first image inside of the col SM3 section. Let's remove our image source that we already have. And then I'm going to copy the field from just above, add this into the source. And the image is called the welcome section 1 image. Make sure this matches up with the field which was set. Then the same with the hair and makeup text. So the field label, I want to keep this consistent. So welcome section 1 text. This is a text field with the instructions of the text to display in section 1 of the welcome section. Again, this is a required field and we can update this and add this in to our front page. Just below our image that we added in before, we can replace our text of hair and makeup with the field name of welcome section 1 text. Save this. And now before we go any further, let's check this is working okay. If we go to the edit page, so we see we've lost our text and images. We can add these back in the dashboard. Now we have some more fields to edit. We have the welcome section title. We can upload our divider image. So let's go over to our files inside the local sites. I'm going to add both of our divider images into the media library. Select the purple one, the section 1 image, which is the brushes. Again, we need to drag this over. This is the makeup.jpg. Drag this into the media library and select. And then the text, which is going to be hair and makeup. You can also add this as a default too. Update our page. And let's visit this. And now everything is reinstated back to how it was. But this time the end user has full control over how it looks. So I'm going to leave this front page as it is for now, since the rest is just a case of repetition and it would make for some really long, boring videos. But the main thing is you understand now how this works, so feel free to continue with the rest of the page or any other pages on this site. Next, we'll continue by making our theme more customizable by enabling custom headers.